Welcome to The Torch, a new podcast from the Riverside County Office of Education, where we take a closer look at the issues that matter the most to our educators and families. I'm Dr. Edwin Gomez, and as the Riverside County Superintendent of Schools, I am passionate about examining topics and elevating practices that bring innovative solutions to education's most challenging issues.
Hi, I'm Dominique Samario, the Administrator of Community Engagement and Partnerships at the Riverside County Office of Education. On The Torch, we are passionate about bringing the most important education discussions to our listeners. That's why we are very excited to bring you a special summer series where we tell the stories of our 2024 Riverside County Educators of the Year. These upcoming shows will share never-before-seen discussions with each of the 11 educators who were chosen through the rigorous Educator of the Year selection process. We are launching new episodes throughout the summer where we will introduce you to educators who are truly changing the world around them through their innovative, caring approaches. As we continue on in our Educators of the Year series, we will introduce you to Classified Employee of the Year, Michelle Forcina. This beloved school secretary draws inspiration from her mentors who have guided her journey throughout her career. She fosters an environment where everyone can reach their fullest potential, thanks to her dedication to building connections with students and her commitment to their well-being. Meet Ms. Michelle Forcina, Secretary 3 with the Moreno Valley Unified School District.
My name is Michelle Forcina, and my position here is I'm the secretary to the principal. I think it's very important to feel connected at school and to feel like somebody is paying attention. When I was growing up, I grew up very underprivileged as well, and we moved a lot. And school was my safe haven. It was the one place where everything was consistent. Everything stayed the same. I had those teachers in my life that really made a difference and really noticed me and paid attention to me, even though I was only there for a short time. They still saw me and paid attention to me. I want to provide that for the students as well. I started as an instructional aid sub. In fact, every day after I would go to school, I was taking some classes. I would stop at the district office and check to see if they had any jobs available. Then the lady got so used to seeing me that she finally said, we have an instructional aid position for severely disabled students. Would you be interested? And I said, oh, yes, I would love it. So I applied for that, and I started subbing as an instructional aid sub. Our site really relies on subs. All the sites do. So I try to nurture those relationships with our subs. And I understand how it feels to be them, to wake up in the morning and wonder where I'm subbing today and to know that you need to work today. So I try to keep a very good relationship with our subs. I get to know them. If they're a regular sub, I'll get their number. And sometimes if they're okay with it, we'll text each other and I'll tell them I have a job for tomorrow if you're interested. And so I try to nurture those relationships with them, have them come every day if we can. Then our kids get used to them and the subs get used to the students. They know our students. They know the classrooms. They know the material. So there's not a lag in the education just because the teacher isn't there today. I think it's so good for the kids that they know that this person is here every day and they don't feel like it's a sub. They just feel like they're just one of the other teachers. So I was subbing as an instructional aide, but on one part of the day, I would work in the attendance office. And that attendance secretary said, would you be interested in working in the office? We would love to have you in here. So I took a test, and then I got hired as the receptionist. I worked there for about 8 years. And then I moved to being a records clerk. I was there for 1 year, and now I am the secretary to the principal. So I think everyone wants to be seen and heard. Everybody does. And I want to see them and hear their stories and get to know them. I think some of the things that students go through, it would be so easy for them to give up. They have every right, actually, from their circumstances they've been in to just say, I can't do it, and quit. It would be so much easier. But if they keep going, I want to be there to cheer them for that. So I was working in the records office, and his aunt came in to register him. And when she did, her nervousness comes out almost as anger. And she was telling me that he was just dropped in her lap. She doesn't know what to do with him. She has a toddler. He's been through such a rough situation, and he's not going to bring that to her house. And I saw his face, and he just looked empty. And I could see the sadness. And I just determined that day, I'm going to get to know him, and I will be his person. Since he seems like he doesn't have a person, he's going to have a person here. So I looked at my coworker and I said, we're going to get to know that boy. Every time you see him, we're going to say hello to him. We're just going to keep at it until he comes around. So every time I would see him, I would shout across, say, hi, Rodney, hi, Rodney. And he would just kind of look and say, hi, and walk past. But finally, one day I saw him, and I was actually walking across campus, and he saw me and said, do you need any help? And I said, oh, yes, I do. So he came with me. He helped me with a cart I had. And I said, oh, follow me back. Come back. I need some help in my office. And I brought him to my office, and I just gave him a couple of snacks. I think I shoved his backpack full of things and said, here, take all of this. So he kept saying, like, oh, my goodness, all of this? I said, yeah, take all of it. And anytime you need a snack or anything, just stop by. So I just wanted him to know that, again, people want to be seen and heard. I wanted him to know, I see you. I know your name. I know you. You have a place to connect. You have a place you can come. If you need anything, I'm right here. So I just wanted to be his person. It seemed like he didn't have anyone. I wanted to be the one. So when you see a student that's been through struggles and unfair circumstances, but they still keep pushing forward, even if they don't feel very successful, and they still keep trying, I want to celebrate that. I want them to know that you don't have to have perfect grades. You just have to keep putting one foot in front of the next. You just have to keep going. And when they do that, I think it's something that can carry on for the rest of their lives, that I don't quit. I just keep trying. I keep working. I keep pushing forward. And that's really what I did with my job situation, is I kept going. And I wasn't always successful. I didn't always get the next job. I didn't always get the next position. But I kept trying, and I didn't quit. And I think our students, if they can do that too, just keep going, keep trying, you could find success. And I think the success is in not quitting. I want them to know they have a place to connect. They have someone they can talk to, to know I have a place where I can go and just relax, have a smile, have a chat with somebody. Maybe sometimes they are telling me something very important to them, or sometimes they're just chatting, but they know that they have a place they can go to connect is important to me, because somebody did that for me as well. I had so many people invest into me. They've spent the time teaching me, either they've one-on-one sat down with me, showed me how to do things, or I've learned just by watching them. But it's great people that have worked here in the district already that I've learned from over the years. And I've been very fortunate to be around some very wise, understanding, empathetic, fantastic people. So I just gleaned off of them, and I'm trying to pass that on to somebody else. They passed it to me. Now I want to pass the baton to somebody else. It's only fair. There's a lot of classified employees out there, and they're doing the job every day and working so hard. And I hope that I'm representing all of them. I feel like it's an award for us, not just for me, but it is overwhelming. And I'm just so grateful to be seen and heard, and to receive this award from the county. It's amazing. I'm so grateful, so thankful. I'm overwhelmed, but yeah.
What an inspiration Michelle is. We are so grateful for her many years of service. To hear from students and colleagues of these educators and see them in action, check out our fully produced highlight videos on the Celebrating Educators playlist on RCOE's YouTube channel. We are excited for all of the stories to be told from our Educators of the Year through this summer series, because at RCOE, we always want to bring the very best to our families, teachers, and students. Thank you for joining in.